Corrections for Women. Today is Tuesday, December 13th, 2022, at 9:53 a.m. Would the staff at LCIW please introduce yourself for the record?
Good morning, Kristen Thomas, Warden.
Tara P. ARDC Manager. Amelia Washington, ARDC Supervisor.
Debbie Sharkey, Chaplain.
All right, so we're waiting for our first case to be seated. While we do that, I'd like to welcome some folks that we have here visiting and observing this morning. That's folks from the state of Oregon interested in our process and our proceedings. We have Sterling Cuneo here this morning. Welcome. And also Professor Melissa Michaud. Are you originally from Louisiana with a name like that? Is it Michaud? Did I pronounce it right? Oh, yeah. And you are Professor Melissa Michaud. Welcome. Glad y'all are here. Thank you for bringing by. Ms. Parks, good morning.
Good morning.
Introduce yourself to the parole panel. Tell us your name, your DOC number.
Sabrina Parks, 94857.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. You heard the introductions this morning and you recognize some of us, I'm sure. Your case this morning has been assigned to Mrs. Jackson. So let me just read some identifying information and then I'll turn it over to her for the interview. First, I'd like to acknowledge some guests we have. We heard some of the introductions, but we have Carrie Myers and Andrew Huntley with the Parole Project. They're here with us in Baton Rouge today. Christy Sheremy also with the Parole Project. By Zoom, we have Shay Van Boris, Frank Calley, and Mary Fontenot, and also here with us this morning is Randy Calley. Some of those folks will be speaking on your behalf. All are here in support, but we do have some who will be speaking in support shortly. First of all, we've lost our feet here. Okay, I can see it. So, Ms. Parks, you are classified as the first felony offender. You have been, your sentence has been commuted. So you are currently serving a 90-year sentence for second-degree murder in Jefferson Parish. Your parole eligibility date is August 1st, 2021. The good time date is October 1st, 2024. You have a full term date, which is Christmas Day, 2070. Is all that information sound correct to you?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Hi, with Mrs. Jackson. And I am. And we get her on this thing. It's just that everything. Everything. I don't know what. There it is. Hi. Hi, can you hear me? Ms. Parks?
Yes, ma'am.
Morning. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing well, thank you.
My name is Bonnie Jackson. I have been assigned your case, so I will start the questioning for the board. How old are you, Ms. Parks?
66.
And how long have you been incarcerated on this charge?
42 years, ma'am.
So you were in your early 20s.
Yes, ma'am.
That's correct.
That is correct.
I'm not going to spend really any time talking to you about the incident itself because you are here before us today because your request clemency was granted in an earlier hearing. I was not on the board at that time, but I'm sure that my colleagues who were on the board talked to you extensively and they voted to recommend clemency, which the governor did some. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What I really want to talk about, when was your clemency hearing?
April of 2018.
And could you tell us since your last clemency hearing, have you taken any additional programs?
Yes, ma'am. I have taken trauma healing facilitating training, Criminal Justice Institute training to be a mentor. Oh boy.
Okay. So it's okay. So, Kwame,
Moral compass, yeah, moral compass training. It's also a mentor training program.
Have you actually done any mentoring as a result of those two programs that you went through?
Yes, ma'am.
Which group are you, have you mentored or?
I have facilitated several trauma healing classes since the training. And I'm also assisting Dr. Sharkey in doing the moral compass for another class at this time.
Well, tell me about trauma healing. Why were you interested in that, and what do you think the value of that program is?
I suffered some serious trauma throughout my life. And when the class was offered, I thought it was a very beneficial thing for me. And after going through it, I was able to see how I could use my trauma to benefit other people, so they wouldn't have to go through maybe some of the emotions that I endured and I thought I had to stop.
So what's the main goal of trauma healing?
Healing, how to deal with the feelings that you have, grief that you've experienced, shame, regret, just to show that we don't have to live like that. We don't have to live under those umbrellas anymore. Once we process our healing, we're able to come through on the other side and live free of that.
And then you talked about the other program that you were training to be a mentor. What program was that?
Moral compass.
Tell us about that program. What's the goal of that program, and what tools you learned?
Well, the program itself was designed by Dr. McGraw at Angola, and it's to train mentors, how to mentor people. So I am not a mentor classification, but I am a mentor. So I went through the program, and I think it was like a week we went through the program. So Dr. Sharkey offered it to the seminary class, which I'm a tutor for that class. And so I have assisted her in teaching it to other people as well.
I see that you've earned over 900 days of good time credit through the program. How does one earn 900 good time days?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I take classes as often as I can. I enjoy learning.
And what are you most proud of over the last 42 years? What accomplishment are you most proud of?
A Bachelor of Arts in Christian Ministry from the seminary.
And why is that?
It changed my life. I thought that I knew what being a Christian was, and I thought I could be selfless with people before I went to the seminary, but it educated me in many, many ways. Counseling classes, biblical studies classes, and I learned that I was able to give back. And it wasn't even, the classes may not have even been for me. They may have been for me to give to other people.
Have you had any disciplinary write-ups since 2018?
No, ma'am.
So if you're successful today, tell us what your transition plan will be.
My transition plan is the parole project. for an indefinite amount of time until the parole project and I both feel that I am ready to enter society.
But beyond that, because, obviously, while the parole project offers excellent services, what do you do after that?
Well, I do have plans to get my master's degree from New Orleans Baptist Theological Seminary once I am able to enroll.
Well, where would you live? How would you support yourself financially?
My son just purchased a home for me recently, and I plan to try to get a job grading for professors at the seminary.
What can you tell us about Ms. Parks?
Good morning. Yes, Ms. Parks, she was actually in our first graduating NOBTS class. So she's definitely been mentoring and serving some of the ladies in seminary. She was actually in one of our first groups for peer ministering as well. Even though she's remained in a general population dorm, she does mentor a great deal, both in the seminary and on the compound, pretty much on a daily basis. She has worked pretty much in every area of the prison itself. She's been in education, canteen, kitchen, and most recently in the chapel. She does have obviously an exemplary disciplinary record. Her last write-up was in 2005, and she's currently minimum custody status.
All right, thank you very much. That's all I have. All right, we want to hear from the folks who are here in support. First, we'd like to hear from the parole project.
Morning, honorable board, Andrew Hunley with the parole project. With me today is Perry Myers and Mr. Chairman of the parole project. If Sabrina is granted parole, she would be welcomed into our program with open arms, where, considering that she has spent 40 years in prison, we will take as much time as she needs to take one of our programs to ensure that she has all the tools to be successful, training, financial management, social norms, and interpersonal communication. We're going to ensure she understands technology. Most importantly, she's going to have Christy as the case manager. I can tell you that this is a very emotional day for Christy, because when Christy was a teenager and first went to prison, Sabrina was a mentor for her. And her mentorship has been a lot for Christy. She continues to be a friend of Christy, and Christy is looking forward to paying the favor back and helping Sabrina, mentor Sabrina as she comes out. I guarantee you that in addition to the amazing family support that Sabrina has, the parole project is committed while she's living with us in residence, but also that she moves on to live with the family, to continue to provide her support. We have a great deal of confidence, and we want to tell the board that we intend on looking for ways to allow Sabrina to do in her new outside community, which she did amazingly well for so many years in prison. We want to give her opportunities to continue to impact lives. We're certain that there are many organizations in the community that she'll be going home to give her that community. But we just wanted to be here today to commit to the board that we have Sabrina's back. And Christy makes a personal commitment to you to give Sabrina that same support that she received from Sabrina for so many years. Thank you.
Ms. Brandy, can we hear from you?
I'm Sabrina Gomez. I'm her daughter. Her oldest is with her, Parish of Jefferson. We're both victims in this case. We're both in complete and full support of her immediate release. We have a home ready for her. She's got a lot to do, got 3 grandchildren this spoil. I was 2 years old when she was sent to prison. I only know her through our 2 or 4 hour visits, the parent program, emails and phone calls, but I was grateful to have her physically still be with me, in my life. Her family, was definitely ready. We've always been ready, but we're definitely ready. We're backing her 100%, whatever she needs, financially and otherwise. So, think again, her next chapter, we can't say how thankful we are for you all putting her back with her biggest things. We're looking forward to her journey together with us out here. Graduations, weddings, all of it. The good, bad, the fun, boring, the Walmart, everything. So just want to thank, Governor John Bell Edwards and his lovely wife and the beautiful project and board. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. All right, I think, I didn't, Brandy said there was another, child, I guess, adult child of Ms. Parks there at the prison. I don't know.
Yes,
They'd
ma'am.
like to say a word. We have room for one more if they'd like to say a word.
You can sit.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Barrett Monaco, and I am Sabrina Parks' son. I'm here to support my mom. I've always supported her. I support everything she's done, the person she has become. I definitely support the parole project. I think it's a great thing. And I support that her and the parole project will get together and they'll know when it's time for her to enter the world. And like my mother said, I purchased a house and I plan on having a place for a secondary residence if she needs it to come live with me. And I'll be waiting for the parole project to give me the call so I can come pick her up. That's all I got to say.
All right, thank you, Sarah. Thank you. Ms. Sabrina, is there something you'd like to say to us before we go?
Yes, ma'am, there is. First of all, I just want to thank you for allowing me the privilege to come before you today and talk. It means a lot to me. Years ago, people didn't talk to the board. They had other people talk for them. Today, I'm just thankful that I'm able to talk. I was a very dysfunctional girl when I got arrested, and the woman that sits before you today is not that person. And I just ask that you give me the opportunity to return to society and give back what I've taken. Thank you.
I think we are ready to vote. Mrs. Jackson will be voting first. Ms. Parks, it was a pleasure talking to you this morning. And I can certainly see why my colleagues on the board recommended a commutation to the governor. I can certainly see why the governor chose on that recommendation. You've done an outstanding job over your 42 years of incarceration. You have an excellent disciplinary record. You've probably completed every program in existence. Graded, you have very positive remarks on the board. More importantly, you gave back to others. You helped others become better people, better equipped to return to the world. And so for that, I think you should be ended. So my vote today is to grant your parole to the Louisiana Parole Project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Good morning, Sabrina.
Good morning, Mr. Roche. How are you?
Good, nice seeing you again. Sabrina, You may have been dysfunctional when you entered, but you have crossed every T and dotted every I since. Tutor, mentor, 900 plus hours of good time. Then community service, you mentored people that are out and have jobs and leading productive lives. You have done a marvelous job. Your family is waiting on you. My vote is to grant the early release. And we're going to let the parole officer designate your condition. Merry Christmas.
Thank you very much, Mr. Roche, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
Parks, I supported you back at your, when you submitted your application for clemency in 2015. I know you waited a long time for that.
Yes, ma'am.
The same as it was then. I support your parole. You have a wonderful team. So good luck to you. Your parole's been dreaming.
Thank you very much, Ms. Renata.
It's so interesting. So she served 42 years. They didn't get into the crime. So we don't really have any of those details. So it's hard to really and there didn't seem to be any opposition, right? Did I miss that? And then what's interesting is that so she had a life sentence. Then she got approved in 2018, a long time ago, 2019, 20, like 5 years ago. Maybe COVID held it up. I don't know. But I don't know if it normally takes that long from when you go get approved to then finally getting your parole hearing. It's been a long 5 years. But what can I say? I mean, it's hard to not be happy for her. You know, it's just not a lot of details. Shit, man. I mean, she did like Miss Jackson said. She did every class in the sun, and she continued doing them after she got granted in 2018, which says a lot. All right, we got.